First walkthrough of spring. Lots of new developments and some new colors, so I'm going to try to make it concise. Our Petrea vine, we lost some of the structure, but we've retained enough of it that it's still making this wonderful arch, and guess what? It's blooming all over the place and looking terrific. This variegated shell ginger is very happy there. Our sweet autumn clematis is starting to grow really well. It's all new growth. I cut it all the way back because we have to. It only blooms on new growth. And it doesn't bloom until August, so I think we should have a nice full display, and I'll start training that downward into a nice straight cascade very shortly. That is a pot of the wonderful spray of beautiful curcuma flowers. Those don't actually bloom until summer, so I'm going to move that to a different spot to grow and put some other color there. This bed is doing great. Banana's awesome. There are like 3 or 4 small ones coming up and all contained within their little zone. So that's doing well. The bed needs a fresh dose of color, which I'll be working on shortly. This bougainvillea is kind of an issue. We call it the sacrificial bougainvillea because it gets devoured by leaf eaters, and I can't seem to beat them back. It's got some robust growth on it now. Let's see how it does this season, but this is probably the make or break season. I'm thinking we need to replace it with a fast-growing vine that'll give us color that will climb up the downspout. And to that end, I'm going to prune back all of this profusion of Rangoon creeper on the corner. We've got so much on the wall and going up the balcony of the courtyard cottage, we don't really need it there. Oleander's doing great, reaching up into the sky and blooming. This got glare. Bougainvillea in the torchère is the same one, but it's actually it's bursting with new little blooms. So this thing is going to get covered again. Should look great shortly. This corner is coming along great. Finally, I put irrigation in for all of these pots. I'm going to move that. That's the denuded bottle palm that lost its foliage, but it's fine, and I'm going to move it into that bigger pot and put some more color and fill. This should be a beautiful corner area. Moving into the little patio, things are looking nice. New developments. That croton is a replacement because the other one got frostbitten. Tried the skinny leaves this time, see how that goes. It's looking pretty cool. Beautiful fresh new dipladenia. And check out that really, really nice calla lily. So we're just getting started on filling the color out. Of course, there's a hidden ginger lily that comes up right in the center behind that kettle. This clerodendron is looking great, but those are sepals from last season's blooms, which is one great thing about it because it keeps those sepals and it looks like it's blooming, but it's not. I'm getting ready to cut it back so it will grow up again and will bloom on the new growth. Got a fresh new hibiscus with an absolutely beautiful color on the corner. The lemon tree is making more buds than I have ever seen. They're just bursting all over the place, which is exciting for people coming to visit in the next 4 weeks or so because it's going to be fragrant as all get out, but equally exciting for the people in November, December when hopefully we'll have it covered with a bumper crop of lemons. This banana shrub is getting all sorts of great new growth. I cut it back pretty assertively so we would have room for the new growth, and it's working. I'm hoping for some really nice blooms there. And keeping into the main courtyard, gorgeous calla lily there. The kettle fountain is looking terrific, the whole area around it. Still not done. We've got caladiums cooking that are going to enhance things, and got a few things to do. Now, the water lilies in the fountain appear to be alive, and they're trying to put up stuff. But the challenge there is the Rangoon creeper. which got pulled away from the wall. It was flat against the wall, it got pulled away by Hurricane Ida, and created this cylindrical form, which is throwing shade on the kettle fountain. I'm going to need to prune the lower part of that back toward the wall to get the sun to crank the water lilies, but I expect that's going to work, so we'll do that shortly. Over in this area, we've got that beautiful, just gorgeous yellow calla lily. We've replaced that croton, and it's doing great, looking beautiful. The Sansevieria back there, I really like that effect. And of course, that beautiful Asiatic lily. This bed is really just getting prepared to add shade color. Of course, we took the big wash basin out and put it over by the wall. And I transplanted this wonderful, beautiful spray of elephant ears from another location. I think it looks great there. And we are going to fill it with shade color and have it back to being a beautiful shade color garden. The umbrella bed is looking a bit denuded right now, but we'll get on that shortly. Unfortunately, the umbrella tree lost its leaves because we didn't heat soon enough, and it's very sensitive. So its leaves were drooping and finally fell off. And unfortunately, the gardener's apprentice who comes with him got in there and butchered it. And he's not supposed to do any massive cuts like that without checking with me, but he did. And I'm going to have to talk to him. Anyway, but we're going to fill it with some great color, and it's going to be beautiful in no time. Once again, this garden is just getting prepared to add its seasonal color and other things. We'll put something showy in that pot, sticking up. Nice dipladenia on the corner. There is our wash basin with a bromeliad in it, looking beautiful. This bougainvillea on the corner is just doing great. It looks stunning. Looks great. We've got a gorgeous calla lily that's purple and ivory. That's a beauty. Back in our potting area, we've got caladiums and amaryllis cooking. On the corner, we've got bananas cranking. In fact, it's putting out one of those huge exotic blossoms up there. We'll follow that. Now, around the back corner where we had caladiums last year, and I'm going to put them again this year, I finally irrigated. In fact, I've done quite a bit of irrigation over the last few days. And so that area is irrigated, and we can keep those caladiums vibrant and healthy, which we didn't do last time. The Persian shields behind that form the mane of the lionfish need replacing. Again, I hadn't irrigated them, which I've just corrected. So we'll put fresh ones in there, and that should just grow and be profuse and wonderful. The dwarf banana is coming back strong. It lost some leaves in the cool weather, but it appears that that's a natural process. And it's growing slowly and putting out slightly larger leaves every time. So this is that wonderful exotic yellow and orange hibiscus. It was a gift of our neighbors. It's coming back, so I'm going to pot it up there. We'll cultivate it and hopefully get some blooms by summer. Notice that I have removed the mandevilla from the gas lamp. As you remember, it bloomed in the spring, but it completely shut down when the sun rose high in the sky in June, July, August, and threw shade on its wall. So we had no flowers. I'm looking for the right vine to put there that hopefully will give us an extended display into the fall. And I'm still doing research on it. Right now, I've got a vine that I stuck up there that's a Carolina jasmine. It's not a true jasmine, but it makes yellow flowers that are very fragrant. And but I don't think I'm going to let that grow up in that spot. I'm going to find another spot for it. Because it blooms February, March, and April, which is cool. But again, it would be nice to have extended blooming into the fall. Here is our wonderful new Japanese magnolia. I had to put a bag over it with that crazy wind and storm last night and was able to save 60, 70% of the blooms. Really looking forward to watching that one grow. This bed is coming along beautifully. I mean, still a lot of stuff we need to put in there to complete it for the season, but it's looking really beautiful. We got this vibrant yellow calla lily. We'll put a fresh Persian shield back in there. The hibiscus has bloomed straight through the winter. The heaters really did the trick with this hibiscus. And of course, that wonderful Asiatic lily and the Persian shields looking quite beautiful back there. And that is about all for now. We've got the irrigation completely up to speed, so that's a big advantage going into the season. And I think we've got a good jump start on the spring.